When was the last time you changed your mind about something important? Not your favorite movie, not a restaurant. Something you actually believed. Most people can't answer that question. And that's a problem, because changing your mind is how learning works. It's how you get closer to the truth. So here's the mystery. If human beings care so much about truth, why does being wrong feel like an attack? Think about the last serious argument you had. Not a small disagreement, something that actually mattered. At some point, before the other person even finished speaking, you stopped listening. You started loading, building your response, preparing your defense, getting ready to protect your side. You felt it as conviction, but it wasn't conviction. It was self-defense. And that's the first thing most people misunderstand about the human mind. Your brain is not primarily designed to find truth. It's designed to keep you safe. And uncertainty doesn't feel safe. Uncertainty feels like danger. That's why I don't know feels uncomfortable. That's why being wrong feels painful. That's why certainty feels so good. Not because certainty is true, because certainty feels safe. Now here's where the story gets worse. Most people assume intelligence protects them from this. It doesn't. In many cases, it makes the problem stronger. Because intelligence gives you something incredibly powerful. Better explanations, better arguments, better justifications. And those skills work whether you're right or wrong. A brilliant lawyer can defend an innocent client. A brilliant lawyer can defend a guilty one too. Your intelligence works the same way. It doesn't automatically serve truth. It serves whatever side already owns it, which means intelligence is not always a truth detector. Sometimes it's a defense attorney. And the smarter you are, the better you become at defending beliefs you never actually chose. Think about that for a second. Most of your deepest beliefs arrived before you were capable of evaluating them. Your opinions about success, money, status, politics, religion, the people you trust, the people you fear. Most of those entered your mind long before they entered your reasoning. Parents, teachers, friends, culture, environment. And then something strange happened. The beliefs stopped being things you had. They became things you were. And once a belief becomes part of your identity, every challenge to that belief feels personal. Now, evidence isn't fighting an idea. It's fighting you. That's why facts often fail. That's why arguments rarely change minds. And that's why intelligent people can spend years defending things that aren't true. Not because they're stupid, because they're protecting something. Now we're finally ready to talk about intelligence. Think about the smartest person you know. How did you decide they were smart? You probably didn't track how often they were right. You probably didn't audit their decisions. You felt it. Something about the way they spoke, the way they answered, the way they carried themselves, the way they never seemed lost. And that's the trap. Because your brain wasn't looking for intelligence. It was looking for certainty. The person who looked least uncertain. The person who looked like they knew. And your brain quietly translated that feeling into smart. The problem is that certainty and intelligence are often moving in opposite directions. The amateur sees simple answers. The expert sees complications. The amateur feels sure. The expert sees caveats. The amateur speaks with confidence. The expert pauses. And human beings consistently mistake one for the other. And you've probably done it too. More than once. But we didn't just make this mistake individually. We built systems around it. Job interviews, politics, media, leadership, different arenas. Same question. Who seems most certain? Not who understands most. Not who changes their mind when they're wrong. Who looks like they already have the answer. And once a society starts rewarding certainty more than truth, the people who rise are not necessarily the most capable. They're the people best at hiding uncertainty. That's a very different skill. So go back to the person you picked earlier, the smartest person you know. Forget how confident they are. Forget how quickly they answer questions. Forget how impressive they sound. Ask something else. How often have you seen them change their mind? Not reframe it. Not spin it. Not quietly move the goalposts. Actually stop and say, I was wrong. Because the real sign of intelligence was never certainty. Certainty is easy. Certainty is comforting. Certainty is attractive. The real sign of intelligence is the ability to remain standing when certainty disappears, to sit inside confusion, to tolerate not knowing, to let reality win the argument, even when your identity loses it. Maybe intelligence was never the ability to find the truth. Maybe it was the ability to notice when you're lying to yourself. And almost nobody is as good at that as they think.